Well, the All Progressives Congress, the APC, today accused the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, of doing all it can to scuttle the March 28th presidential elections. The director of the Buhari campaign organization says that the newly registered Young Democratic Party is an appendage of the People's Democratic Party, which is being deliberately used by the Democratic Party to frustrate the elections. He also adds that contrary to claims by the ruling People's Democratic Party that it has no desire to see to the sack of the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, recent utterances by members of the party is an indication that the ruling party is still nursing the plans.
We all know that that is a PDP by another name. I am told that the chairman of that so-called new party actually is an author, had published a biography of Mr. Jonathan. So it's like he's a personal biographer, and has branched out to form a new political party, which we are told they are planning a national convention on 26th of March. So when they do that, 2 days to the election, they will go to court and get an injunction to say that they have a candidate to field for the presidential election. I thought that for some time, when you reflect on some of these things, you will think that Nigeria was not Zimbabwe. But the way they are running this country, if care is not taken, we are headed to becoming yet another Zimbabwe in West Africa. We're just getting some feeds now that in spite of all that has been said, Jega between 16 and 23. 16 and 23, Jega may still fall. They are bent on it because that is the only way for them. And in any case, haven't you seen one or two governors saying that heavens will not fall if Jega is removed? That's saying that you and I, all of Nigerians, are just don't matter. That's basically it.
It is not news that there is no love lost between the Director of Media and Publicity, Goodluck Jonathan Campaign Organization, Mr. Femi Fani-Kayode, and the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, the APC, General Muhammadu Buhari. Mr. Femi Fani-Kayode believes that allegations against the presidential candidate are true, as he has not denied any. At a mini press briefing at Government House, Umuahia, the Abia State capital, Mr. Femi Fani-Kayode insisted it is time Nigerians know who the general really is before making a decision to vote for him at the polls.
Mr. Fani-Kayode has always been vocal about his thoughts of General Muhammadu Buhari. Although representatives of both parties have been involved in a lot of mudslinging this election period, he insists the PDP's accusations are based on truths.
It was stated in the report that the sum of 25 billion naira disappeared from the coffers of PTF under Buhari's leadership. The indictment of the Buhari's PTF is a moral burden on him, most especially on the issue of corruption, against which he has been claiming to be a saint.
As for allegations of war crimes and crimes against humanity allegedly committed during the civil war, Mr. Fani-Kayode says Nigerians deserve an explanation as well as an apology.
And if a man that seeks to run for a public office to be president of this country may or may not have had a role in the atrocities of the night of July 29, 1966, when 300 Igbo officers were killed in one night, including a serving head of state, and including a Yoruba governor from the southwest. And that same man may or may not have participated and encouraged and supported the slaughter of no less than 100,000 Igbos in the north when the pogroms took place, which of course led to the civil war. And that same man, some have alleged, and it may be true, it may not be true, it's for him to come and tell us.
While he says the APC has provided no credible counter-accusations on these allegations, he emphasizes the PDP cannot keep quiet about them.
You will have us not talk about the fact that when our soldiers were gallantly killing Boko Haram operatives in the north and burning their homes in response to the fact that they had killed over 25,000 Nigerian innocent citizens, General Buhari got up a year or so ago and said that an attack on Boko Haram is an attack on the north. You will have us not talk about the fact that Buhari once said in 2000 that every Muslim should vote for a Muslim candidate. You would have us not talk about that? Well, forget it, we will.
This is not likely to be the last time Mr. Fani Kayode may talk about the APC's presidential candidate. Since he has challenged General Buhari to respond to these allegations, the general has between now and the elections to honor his request. Amarachi Ubani, Channels Television News.
All 21 army officers accused of negligence and complicity during the raid in Bama, Borno State, have pleaded not guilty to the charges. The trial of the Brigadier General, who was also arraigned, has been adjourned indefinitely, while the trial of the other accused persons has been adjourned till tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday by the General Court Martial presided over by Major General S.D. Aliu. The officers are accused, among other offences, of cowardly behaviour, which is set to attract the death penalty. Well, the trial began yesterday, but journalists were refused entry into the court as military authorities said the case was not for coverage. And at least 12 people have been killed in an attack by Boko Haram militants in Ngamdu town in Borno State. An eyewitness said that insurgents came to the town at about 9:30 a.m. but were pursued by soldiers. Those wounded in the attack were mainly bus and truck drivers. A military source said that vehicles on the road to Yobe were told to turn back due to the raid. Well, this is the second time militants have attacked the town along the road. Ngandu town, located on the border of Borno and Yobe state, has been attacked repeatedly by insurgents. And as the military continues to gain more ground in Adamawa State, the Emir of Mubi, Abubakar Ahmadu, has appealed to residents who fled the town to return home. The Emir was speaking with military officials during a tour of the recaptured territories in northeast. Meanwhile, the commanding officer of the area said that the town, which has been deserted, is now secured.
I want to commend the CEO in charge of Mubi here and his men up to the rank and file for the 100% cooperation we have getting from him. Until I want to inform the CEO, me as an Emir of Mubi, I have no booking. I am 24-hour service. So everybody who wants to see me, I am for him. So I will plead to the people of Mubi to come back home so that we develop Mubi more than ever before. Mubi is now in peace, so everybody should come back. As I said when the president came, me, I have come back, and I will not go anywhere, only on official assignments.
The Nigerian Army and the other security agencies have been able to stabilize the town. Before now, it was like a ghost town. But from what you saw in the Emir's Palace, business is returning normalcy, has been restored, and people are going about their businesses.
How safe is this place? How safe?
It's very safe because, as I speak with you, we have reclaimed all captured territories. As we are speaking, Madagali is just the only local government that is yet to be recovered, which I believe that I don't want to, very soon, shortly it will be recovered.
And there has been a change of guard at the Subsidy Reinvestment and Empowerment Program, SURE-P, as the President today appointed Mr. Ishaya Dare Akau as the new chairman of SURE-P. Mr. Akau, whose appointment takes immediate effect, replaces General Martins Luther Agwai, retired, who served as chairman of the program. All the new SURE-P chairman hails from Jama'ah, local government area of Kaduna State, and holds a bachelor's degree in the arts and law. He was formerly the chairman of the Kaduna State Universal Education Board and chairman of the National Assembly Service Commission. Well, the last may not have been heard of the impeachment move against the Ebonyi State Governor, Mr. Martin Elechi. The governor has been accused by some members of the House of Assembly of gross misconduct, misappropriation of funds and embezzlement. Well, today, hundreds of thousands of youth stormed the streets of Abakaliki, the Ebonyi State capital, for and against the House of Assembly's move to impeach the governor. In another development, 7 out of the 15 lawmakers who signed the impeachment process have taken a U-turn, advising others to sheath their swords and allow peace to reign in the state.
In droves, the youth take to the streets of Abakaliki in Ebonyi State in a solidarity march in support of the House of Assembly's decision to impeach Governor Martin Elechi.
They have declared their strike because Governor Elechi refused to pay minimum wage from 2011. And he also refused to pay the border salary. And we say no to slavish leadership. We say no to all kinds of political brigandage.
And for the first time since the impeachment saga began, the Speaker of the Ebonyi State House of Assembly addresses the public, insisting that nothing will stop the impeachment move against the governor. This is despite a court injunction staying action on the decision.
So whether they like it or not,
In a swift reaction, the Chief Press Secretary to the governor calls the protests laughable.
Those are rented crowd, and those people are not genuinely in support of any kind of impeachment, because many of them were among the people who came out to denounce any attempt to impeach Governor Elechi.
Elsewhere in the state, some group of youths declared total support for the embattled governor, threatening to let hell loose if the impeachment move continues.
Anybody who has begun to read a script written by another person in the name that is doing impeachment, it is total non-avoid. Yeah.
And in what looks like a twist in the impeachment saga, 7 lawmakers under the aegis of Integrity Group of Ebonyi State House of Assembly have made a U-turn on the move. They were part of the 15 lawmakers who signed the impeachment document.
Let me at this point disclose that the plan to impeach the governor of Ebonyi State was hatched last year, but had to be delayed until recently. We are of the opinion that impeachment has become belated and should remain dead, buried forever.
The drama in Ebonyi State gets interesting by the day, with watchers looking to see where the pendulum swings finally on the matter. Loretta Chiogo, Channels Television News.